Alright, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome in. This is BabyNation.com back here with another video, guys. Welcome back to week 8 analytics predictions. We're here with this video every single Thursday. We break down every single game. You guys get to see my picks against the spread, over, under, final scores, everything like that around the NFL Association. So, if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button for me. Make sure you join the Discord. The link's in the description. Make sure you guys do follow me on Twitch. The link is in the description as well. Go follow me on there. I really do appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for joining our fantasy. I do appreciate it. If you guys want to join another one, make sure you guys please let me know. And for NBA fantasy, also, by the way, we will be doing, just like for the NFL, we will be doing some NBA prime time, like ESPN Prime Video. We will be streaming some of those games, so make sure you guys come join us for that. I'm wondering if there's any good games today. Thunder Pacers. I might go live for the Nuggets and Warriors game because I'm actually pretty excited about that one. But anyway, make sure you guys go check us out on that. So yeah, down to your screen below or the screen in front of you. This is what I did last week. Obviously, to your left is the overall. I've been done doing this entire season, and then over to the right is what I did last week. I'm pretty happy about my performance last week. I'm pretty happy about it. I went 11-4 in regular picks. Like I said, this is my first week not having a 5-loss week, so I'm kind of happy about that. Spread picks went 9-6. I mean, I took a couple risks over there, and I think I'm taking a couple risks this week, but I think it's worth it. I think it's well worth the risk. You guys are going to see here in just a few moments here. And then over under, I went 8-7, so I can't really complain about that. Over under is probably one of the hardest things to predict on. Same thing with a spread, but I give the size to over and under. I think that's a little bit harder, but yeah, I'm happy about my performance last week. Over there to your left is my overall. Like I said, I did include the ties, 70-30. I'm 37-1 overall in the season. Spread pick record, I'm 58-50, which I'm actually happy about because that's really hard to get over 500 in that. And then over under picks, I'm 56-52. So pretty good records overall. I mean, I'm excited. I'm pumped up where I'm at right now. But like I said, this is just only the beginning. So we still have a lot of work to do. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. Can't wait. Next week we're at the midway point of the season, so it's already here. It's just unbelievable. But yeah, without further ado, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Join the Discord. Really would appreciate it. And without further ado, let's go ahead and see what I got for week 8. Alright, before we get into anything here, we have to check out our week 8 bye week teams. We do this every single week. Every single week we have the teams on bye. Well, not every single week, but we have the teams on the bye, and then we get to talk about them. We get to talk about what position they're in, stuff like that. So, like I said, I do appreciate you guys in advance. But let's go ahead and talk about these teams before we go ahead and get started here. First things first, the Cardinals. The Cardinals, I think this is a good time to have the bye. They're 2-5 right now. They're on a 5-game losing streak. I mean, after winning the first 2, I thought they were cooking. I thought they were gonna do a little bit something here, but now they're on the 5-game losing streak. And for the Cardinals, this is actually a good time to have their bye because they really get to figure out some things. You know, they get to figure out what the offense identity is. Obviously, their offense is getting a little bit too predictable nowadays, so they have this week to kind of fix that up. And I'm glad the bye week is kind of early, so like that they get the break, they get the chance to fix anything that they want to fix prior to this going into like next season or even this season. The Cardinals, they just got to figure some stuff out between now and the end of the season. So this is a good time to do it. So definitely a good time for the Cardinals to have their bye week this week as they're 2-5, 3 games behind everybody else in the division. Not really in a good spot there. Detroit's looking pretty good right now. They're 5-2 right now. They're obviously one of the best teams in the NFL, one of the best offenses in football. Detroit's in a good spot, and I know the Packers are ahead of them in the standings because it's the head-to-head tiebreaker. I know a couple of stuff that they will probably want some games back, like that game, maybe the Chiefs game they want back, but they're still in a good spot. I mean, they're still obviously one of the best teams in football. Yeah, just nothing to say about them. I mean, they're pretty much in a good spot right now. 5-2 is a pretty good spot when you head to the bye week. Jacksonville going into the bye week this week. Yes, they did take an ass beating to my Rams last week, but The Jacksonville, this is another team I just think is in a decent spot. They're not in a bad spot. I said, I guess, what are they, 4-3? So that's not a terrible start. And then going off the bye, you come home. I think. Wait, are you? Is Jacksonville home next week? I think so. But Jacksonville, they get to come home next week. No, they're on the road. But anyway, Jacksonville 4-3. I still think that team's good. Maybe they got to figure some stuff out offensively. They got to find a way to get that offense moving. But besides that, it's not really a terrible start for the Jags. The Raiders are in a slump fest right now. They're 2-5. Haven't really looked that good so far this year. Other besides Ashton Jeanty, they hopefully Brock Bowers comes back for them. But overall, the Raiders they're not playing good football right now. Geno Smith's not playing good football. I think he's leading the NFL in interceptions right now. It's just a mess right now. They're the Raiders. So good thing for they have this bye week early to kind of figure some stuff out. My Rams are 5-2. Well, I can talk about the Rams and Seahawks at the same time. They're both 5-2. They're both playing good football. They're both playing good defense. Both teams have good offenses. I mean, I have been impressed by seeing how Seattle this year. I really have. I've been impressed to see what they did this season. But I'm not impressed in the Rams. Kind of expected the Rams to play like this. But the Rams could easily be 7-0 right now, right? You talk about that loss against the Eagles and against the Niners. I think we had no business in losing either one of those games, and we did. So there's no legitimate argument that you can say that the Rams should be 7-0 right now going to the bye week. But yeah, like I said, this is what it is. Both teams are 5-2. Both teams are playing some good football right now. So that is it for our bye week teams for this week. Let's see. I'm curious who gonna have at the bye week next week. I'm not sure. It's any. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out when that time comes. But yeah, that's what we got bye week teams. And then now let's go ahead and get to my week 8 picks. Alrighty, let's begin here with Thursday Night Football. Here we have the Vikings playing against the Los Angeles Chargers, and this pick was actually pretty hard for me, and a couple other reasons for following this. One, you might think that the Chargers are the better team here. They're the better team. They're at home, but at the same time, you can't stand that. And let's be honest here. Both teams are on a slump fest right now. Both teams are not playing really good football right now. And that's what's scaring me about this one. Like the Vikings, they've been a little suspicious the last couple of weeks. They lost at home to the Philadelphia Eagles. I honestly thought they were actually going to win that game. I actually thought they had a couple of advantages going to that game, but they ended up losing that, and that could be a little bit shocking there. And the Chargers, they've been a little bit sloppy too. They just got their ass whooped by the Indianapolis Colts. Well, it looks like anybody this year gets their ass whooped by the Indianapolis Colts, but man, I don't know. This is a tough one for me. I think this one could go either way. It's in LA, and the Chargers are wearing those dark blue uniforms, so I think the Chargers are going to win this game. But at the same time, I'm not comfortable about this. I feel like Minnesota has a couple advantages on LA. Just the offensive scheme, offensive game plans. When we talk about offensive team, I think Minnesota's the better offensive team right now. They have a lot of offensive weapons on that side of the field, but at the same time, I think the Chargers are the better defensive team. So I do not know what to. Even though I'm expecting both defenses to make big plays here, I think this one for me is going to come down to execution. Which team can out execute the other one? And I think the Chargers execute more. I mean, I know they didn't execute against the Colts, but we've seen at times this year that the Chargers can get down the field and consistently score when it really matters most. And I trust Justin Herbert more than anybody else. I don't know who's starting for quarterback. I heard that J.J. McCarthy could be back from this one. I'm not sure. If it's not, then it's Carson Wentz again. I mean, regardless, I don't think it's a bad matchup, but I don't know. I just don't really know what to expect from this game. I really don't. So this one here, I'm going to take the Chargers here, 27-24. I'm expecting a good game here overall. I think this game will be fun. It'll be exciting, but I'm going to lean towards the Chargers with this one being at home. And this one over 44.5. Like I said, this week was actually pretty tricky for me to pick the over and under this week. So if you guys have disagrees with me, I can see it. I can see this one going either way this week. But I'm going to lean towards the over in this one, 44.5. I'm just kind of expecting a little bit more scoring in this one. Not really much defense. We've seen both defenses allow big plays last week, so that's what's kind of leading me towards the over in this one. And then over, I'm going to take the Chargers minus the 3.5 points. I think that's just too small for me to pick the Vikings to cover that. It's just too small. So it's a good game, great game. I can see this one going either way. I think this game has a legitimate chance to be a coin flip game, but I'm going to lean towards the Chargers. They're at home. That's kind of a big part of it. So I'm going to take the Chargers here in the squeaker. And I forgot to announce here, this is my trickiest game of the week. I forgot to announce that. I just put my awards in, so just to let you guys know, this is my trickiest game of the week. Like I said, I think this one could go either way. It's in LA, so like I said, trickiest game of the week. But I do think the Chargers should be able to win this one. Alright, next one here, we got the Dolphins playing against the Atlanta Falcons here. I think this one is pretty obvious. Like I said, if you guys haven't checked out our pick show from yesterday, make sure you guys please do so. But we have a lot of easy ones this week. Just a lot of games that are just clear and obvious. And this is probably one of them here. I gotta take the Falcons and win this one 28-13. I'm not expecting too much here from Miami. I can see the Falcons scoring more points than this, but at the same time, their offense has been way too inconsistent this year. Like they scored nothing against the Panthers. Okay, what did they throw up? Only 17 points last week. They threw up 31 times. Like their offense is too unpredictable. You don't know what to really expect out of the Falcons, but they should be able to score more points this year. One, Miami's one of the worst defenses in football. Number two, Miami sucks against the run, and that's what Bijan Robinson, I have a feeling that he's going to kill them up. He's going to beat their ass in that department. Miami's offense is terrible right now. I just don't trust the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are just ready for a rebuild. The Dolphins haven't looked good, even during their win against the Jets. I think I said this yesterday, but even during their win against the Jets, they don't look good. They don't look at all. Tua's struggling. The offense is struggling without Tyreek Hill. Jaden Waddle could be out for this game, so yeah, I just have no faith in Miami. And the only reason Miami's really going to put up points here if they have to go to A-Champ. I'm kind of pretty sure that's their only offensive weapon. Well, I don't know if Darren's playing in this game, their tight end, but I don't really care here. I got to take Atlanta. Atlanta's the better team here. They're at home, even though they did lose last week to San Francisco, but I'm not really too worried about it. So Atlanta, this is kind of like a business trip type game. Even though you're not on the road here, you should be able to do enough to take care of business here. I am very comfortable taking Atlanta with this one, but like I said, I think this one could go either way. It's kind of like a back and forth game in my opinion here, but I was kind of leaning towards back and forth at the start of the season, but not at the start of the season, but now I'm just kind of like straightforward. So Atlanta should be able to take care of business here. Under 44.5, that could be a little risky. I'm not too comfortable about it, but I don't think Miami's going to score much, and at the same time, Atlanta's offense it's a little inconsistent. Michael Payne's been a little bit inconsistent. Drake that whole offense has been a little inconsistent. So that's what leading me towards the under in this one, and then Atlanta by 7.5. I don't think that's. I mean, I'm surprised the line's only 7.5. I thought the line was going to be like 9.5, something like that. But yeah, I'm going to take Atlanta to cover that. They should be able to take care of business here. But going to take the Falcons here at home and send the Dolphins into further in their misery, I should say. Next up, Jets at Cincinnati. I'm going to take the Bengals and win this one 30-17. Listen, I love what I saw from the Cincinnati offense last week. And Joe Flacco looks like he's in the system already. And what he's only been there for 10 days. But he played 2 games in 10 days. And I think they both resulted in wins. So yeah, the Bengals, they're starting to heat up. And I think this is good for the Bengals because once Joe Burrow gets back healthy, and we're not expecting Joe Burrow to be back immediately. We're probably expecting him to be back later on in the year, but maybe towards the end of the season. But when he gets back, I think the Bengals have really done a good job of getting Joe Flacco into that system and really keeping their season alive. Because like I said, Cincinnati, all of a sudden, because you win last week and now you're not in that bad of a spot. You're only a game and a half behind Pittsburgh now. That was a huge win for them last week. They needed that win against Pittsburgh, and to get it, I'm kind of pissed off I didn't take him last week because my first initial was Cincinnati. But yeah, I'm going to take him this week. I don't see him losing here to the Jets. The Jets just look awful. They look awful last week. Well, they look awful. They looked awful every single week so far this year. Like I said, the Jets are probably the worst team in football right now. They can't do anything on either side of the ball. Like it's just a shit show what's going on right there in New York right now. It's just a shit show. And I just have no reasons to pick them. I don't think anybody has any reason to pick the Jets so far this year. So I gotta go with Cincinnati in this game. They're at home. They're wearing black uniforms with the orange pants, which I do think look sharp. So I have to take them here. So 30-17, Cincinnati. I mean, this is kind of one of those easier type picks. on this one. So I do think the Cincinnati Bengals should be able to take care of business here. Over 44.5. I mean, I'm pretty good about that because even though Cincinnati looked pretty damn good last week, offensively, their defense still looked the same. It still looked bad. And I do think the Jets can go out there and throw up a whole bunch of points no matter who's at quarterback. Tyrod Taylor. I don't know if it's Tyrod Taylor. He said he was going to start. Justin Fields got benched last week. But Tyler Taylor's day-to-day, so I don't know. I don't know what the situation's going on there. We'll see when we get there. But I'm going to lean towards the over in this one. Because Cincinnati, they can't allow points. I'll give the Jets 17 points. At the same time, if Cincinnati's offense looks like what it did last week, that should be a clear, which I'm expecting here because the Jets are awful. That's what I'm kind of expecting for them to hit the over in this game. So I'll take the over. Cincinnati by 6.5. I know that's not too much for me to pick, but that's too much for me not to. Well, that's not too much. That's not too much to pick the Jets in this one. So Cincinnati by 6.5. I feel pretty good about everything here. Cincinnati at home should be able to take care of business here. Kind of like what I said about the Falcons game. It's kind of like a business trip, even though you're not at home. I mean, even though you are at home. My bad. All right, now we got the Browns at the Patriots here. I think this one's going to be a good one, actually. I'm actually going back. I mean, my pick was always Patriots, okay? My always straight up was taking the Patriots. I'm taking them 28-20, but I think this is going to be a dogfight. I think this game's going to be a lot closer than what people think here. Listen, I'm not sleeping on that Cleveland defense. I think that Cleveland defense is probably the best in football right now. They get after everybody. They're brilliant up front. Myles Garrett's been awesome, and I think we saw that last week on their win against the Miami Dolphins. They look good. They look great on both sides of the ball. Their defense was phenomenal. Their offense moved the football a little bit, but at the same time, you can make a legitimate argument that they scored touchdowns off Miami turnovers, and that's what Cleveland's really good at, capitalizing off other teams' turnovers. But just the way how Drake May is playing, the offense is playing, the team is playing right now. The Patriots they're playing like a playoff team right now. Like I just have to go with the Patriots and win this one. I just have to. I just don't know how you can pick against the Patriots. It's just the way they play. It's not saying that Cleveland's bad because I don't think Cleveland's bad. Like I said, you gotta respect that defense. The offense is starting to come to life a little bit. Junkins looked pretty damn good last week, like I saw from Gabriel last week, but I just don't know how you pick against the Patriots right now. I just don't see that team is playing phenomenal football right now. And in this game against Cleveland, who I think is a really good defensive team, I think they can still throw up points on them. I think they can. Now, there is a chance that this can be a defensive game because both teams have solid defenses. So that's why I pick about the over and under in this game. I thought about 40. I mean, and the first thing I thought in my head is like, is 40 too much? Because both teams' defenses are pretty damn solid right now. And both offenses could be a little unpredictable here. But at the same time, like I said, I think Cleveland's picked up their offense these last couple of weeks. Patriots offense have been fluid over these last couple of weeks, so why not? Let's just lean towards the over in this game. Let's just trust our gut. But like I said, that one could go either way. The over-under pick, that can go either way. Pick who you want to there. Could go either way in this one. Probably wouldn't bet on a game like this or within too much of anything because it's just a lot of uncertainty going on how this game could go. There's just many directions how this game could go. So I'm not gonna bet on anything on this one. If you are planning on betting on anything like this, and then Patriots minus 7.5. I was initially taking Cleveland with that pick, but like I said, I gotta go with the Patriots. Drake May is playing really well. So I'm going to lean toward the Patriots here, but just to barely cover that spread. Like I said, that's what's like going into this. If I was picking the Patriots to cover the spread, I was going to take them just by a little bit. I'm not going to take them by a lot because, like I said, I respect Cleveland. I think they're a decent football team. They compete with the majority of everybody, so could be wrong here, but I'm going to take the Patriots with the nil spread. I think they cover that 7.5, but not by much. So, in a pretty fun, entertaining game here, I'm going to take the Patriots and win this one 20-20, but spread picks, even the over-under pick, I don't like really that much, but I'm going to go with my gut, and that's what my gut's telling me. Next up, we have a rematch already between the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are wearing those Kelly greens, and if you guys have not heard, Jalen Hurts is undefeated when he wears his uniform. So that's one thing for me picking Philadelphia. The other thing is that Philadelphia is probably going to be pissed going into this game, knowing what happened last time. The Giants, what was that, week 5? They just went out there and kicked the shit out of Philadelphia. They made Philadelphia look like the worst team in football. Well, not the worst team in football, but one of the worst teams in football just a couple weeks ago. So you have that behind it. But I got to go with the Eagles here, man. So they're wearing them Kelly greens. Jalen Hurts is undefeated wearing those Kelly greens. This is just another game. I don't know how you picked the Giants. The Giants, they should have won last week. I said the Giants, they had no reason at all to lose last week. They lost to the Broncos, but they had they have a 20-point lead at one point, and then they were leading like the final minutes of the game. Like you can't lose that game. You just can't do that. I mean, look at the Eagles. The Eagles got back on track last week. They beat the Vikings. I'm impressed, but I'm not like 100% fully impressed, because it's Minnesota. They've been a little overwhelming this year, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Eagles win this game. The better team is gonna win here at home. Now, I think now week 5, I think I said that, and the Giants end up winning. So when it came down to the spread pick for this one, Philly minus 5.5. First of all, I'm surprised Philadelphia's favored by that much, because knowing what happened last time. At the same time, the game's in Philadelphia, so I think that will be a complete script. Plus, it's really hard to beat It's really hard to beat your division foe 2 times in a row. It's just hard. It's not the easiest thing to do, especially when you have to go on the road this time and play them. And I think the Eagles are going to be motivated. We actually saw their offense actually be the potential that's what Eagles offense can be. Their passing attack was amazing. I thought last week that was probably the best offensive performance I think I've seen from the Eagles. And even though Saquon Barkley is still on the cold strand, or kind of a cold strand, because he's still producing, but he's still kind of on that cold strand. But I do like what I saw their offense last week. I like what I saw. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith was awesome last week. If they keep doing that, which I don't think they did last time against New York, I think they're going to throw a screwball in there, and I think it's going to mess the Giants up defensively. Now, the Giants are a good defensive team. That's why I'm going to give the Eagles 27 points. I think they can compete. I think they'll fight. But I'm not really expecting them to win this game here. So I'm going to go 27-18. Eagles defense bounces back at home. Yes, they do allow big plays. So I can see the Giants maybe having a couple big plays down the field. Maybe opportunities when they score. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Eagles here. They win this game at home. Under 41.5, I'm actually feeling pretty good about, because both defenses have shown some life this year. And even though if you do add a little bit of scoring in this game, I don't think it's going to be enough to cover that 41.5 number. So, or do I have that going over? I'm not sure. 18-27. Oh wait, I might be wrong here. 27-18, 38 left. Yeah, so I'm over. So I am taking the over in this game. My bad, yo. I'm taking the over in this game. But anyway, I'm going to take the Eagles to win this one. They should be able to take care of business at home. My bad, guys. Like I said, I'm going to take the over in this game. I thought I was going to be taking the under, but not. End up taking the over in this game. But like I said, I think this one's going to be a good game. Best any game, need to see that offense click once again for the second straight week, and I think they'll do that. I think they win this game at home. All right, I'm taking a couple risks with this one. But next up, we got the Bills taking on against the Carolina Panthers. I'm gonna go with the Bills here, 31-24, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why I think about that in a minute. But Buffalo to come out the bye week, the Bills don't lose at bye weeks. I don't think Josh Allen's ever lost in a bye week game. I don't think so. Unless I'm mistaken. I don't think they have, but I absolutely could be wrong. But the Bills, like I said, they're on a losing streak right now, a 2-game losing streak prior to the bye, so they're going to be motivated to get a win. Plus, the Bills do need a win, because right now they're kind of playing catch up. Because I picked the Patriots to win this week, so they're going to be playing catch up with the Patriots. So yeah, I do think it's very situational that the Bills do end up winning this game, and I think that would be huge for them. I mean, look at the Panthers. The Panthers have been balling out. When they win their last 3 out of 4 games, they're over 500. They're playing good football. Their defense is stepping up. Their offense is looking pretty good right now. So yeah, I like what I saw at the Panthers, but last time I checked, I do not think Bryce Young's going to play in this game. I think I'm right about that. I don't think Bryce Young's going to play. I mean, if he doesn't play, I still think the Panthers still have a shot here to win, actually, because Andy Dalton, I don't think is that bad. We've seen moments that he goes out there, dices up the field. We've seen it before. Andy Dalton's not a bad player. He's not bad. I think he can do some things on the pocket. But the same time here, like I said, you got to go with the Bills. You got to face against Josh Allen. Now the Bills need to run the football. They need to run the football. At the same time, the Panthers need to run the football. And before then, I was actually going the over 45.5. I'm feeling really good about it. I would actually bet on that. Actually, if they take that over, I will bet on it. But if I'm being honest, this was my front runner for best game of the week. I actually was thinking about this one for being my best game of the week, and it's definitely a contender. But I'm not going to go that far. on this one, but I did take the Panthers with the points. However, I know it's a risk, but I think I'm gonna do it for a couple reasons here. One, the Bills do allow points. Like I said, their defense is not really the best. They can allow points, so I do think Carolina at home, where they've been dominant at this year. Matter of fact, the Panthers have been undefeated at home this year. I think they can rack up some points on the Bills. That's why I'm going to give them 24. Plus, and two, the Bills suck against the run. They're probably one of the worst run defenses in the entire NFL. So I do think Carolina with Rico Dowdle can run the football all over them, and I do like that matchup for the Panthers. But I just think I gotta go with the Bills, man. I'm gonna play it safe here. Like I said, if you did take the Panthers straight up to win this game, I would understand it, but I don't think it's a bad pick. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bills here. I'm gonna play it safe in this one. So I'm expecting an offensive showcase here with a lot of touchdowns. Both teams can score a lot of points here, but I'm gonna lean towards the Bills. I can see this game being more high scoring than I'm predicting. I can see like a 34-30 shootout, something like that. But like I said, the main purpose here, I'm expecting Carolina to fight, but I'm not expecting them to win. So I'm gonna take Buffalo here. Bounce back game, they need it, but watch out for the Panthers if they can be a little sneaky. Alright, now we have the Bears taking on against the Baltimore Ravens. And last time I checked, Lamar Jackson is at practice. So that means I'm expecting him to win. I'm expecting him to play, right? And Lamar Jackson's back at practice. I'm expecting him to win this game. It looks like he is returning to practice, and he does have a decent chance of playing. Okay, so therefore I will take the Ravens to win this game. I'm going to take them 27-23. Like I said, that's basically my answer to this game. If Lamar Jackson plays, then I have my score right where it is. I'm going to have the Ravens win this game 27-23. And I should have put this out on the page. I forgot to. But if Lamar doesn't play, then I'm taking the Bears and it's not pounding. I'm taking them like, if Lamar doesn't play, I'm going to take the Bears like 34-13, something like that. So, but anyway, here, like I said, I think this one could go either way. Honestly, I even with Lamar playing, I still think the Bears have a good possible chance of winning this game. But I'm not gonna fall for it. I'm not gonna fall for it here. Like I said, I know the Ravens are a different team without Lamar Jackson. And kind of like what I said about the Bills, well, not really, but kind of like what I said about the Bills. I said about the Bills that like they need to win. There's a bounce back week. The Ravens need to win. They didn't win all purpose, all means. They need to win this game. They're at home. Once again, I feel like the Ravens have been home a lot as of late. And probably because of 2 home games and they have the bye week, so you stay at home. So the Ravens have been feeling nice and comfy at home these last couple of weeks. The Bears are traveling in this game. I actually like watching the Bears. I like watching Caleb Williams. I think they will score points because this Baltimore defense is not good right now. I do think they got healthier on defense, but overall this team's defense, how they're performing right now, has been one of the worst defenses in football, and I was not expecting that going into the year. But they're back at home. Lamar Jackson's probably gonna be back. Derrick Henry is still healthy. Like, I still have faith in this team. I think this team can still go out there. I think this team can still make a playoff push. And if things just keep up where it is, I think Baltimore might have a chance of winning the division because everybody knows how good this team actually is on paper. So, like I said, this is only Lamar Jackson plays. This is only, like I said, my bet in this one, but except for the spread pick, and I'm keeping the spread pick no matter what. I'm taking Chicago with the points because that's just too much for me to trust the Ravens. Like, if you really want to go with the Ravens at points, you really have to trust them to like win this game and win this game dominantly. And this defense has not really shown that. The team itself hasn't really shown that. So I'm actually going to kind of guarantee you with that points here. I like the Bears plus 6.5 in this one, but I do like the Ravens to win the game by 4. So this is a tricky one. Over 40.5, and like I said, that depends on if Lamar Jackson plays, I'm taking the over. But if he doesn't, I'm taking the under. But this prediction here is based off. Lamar Jackson playing, and I do think that he will. So we're gonna go with this for right now. Like I said, I think this won't go either way. But Lamar Jackson is out. But if Lamar Jackson's out, then I'm gonna take the Bears 34-13, and I'm still probably gonna be taking the over in this one, but I'll probably think about that. And then I'm definitely taking the Bears with the points. Even if Lamar's out, I'm gonna take the Bears with the points no matter what. So huge outcome here. I think Lamar Jackson's gonna play, so this is what we're gonna go with. Next up here, we got San Francisco playing against Houston. Just in general, this is a tough game to pick here. It's just hard because San Francisco's dealing with so many injuries, but at the same time, they got guys back. Actually, last week from San Francisco, even though I'm giving credit, they did win last week, and I'll give them credit for it. They play well. They play nice. Sure, was the prettiest win in the world? No, but did they ultimately win the game? Yes, they did. That's impressive. This game's tight. I think this game's tight. This game is just a hard one to pick here. You got San Francisco, a team that's depleted. Their defense didn't look too bad last week. They beat Atlanta, who I thought Atlanta was going to go in there and win the game because I thought that Atlanta was going to go in there and take advantage of their injuries, but they didn't. And then now they're at home, and now they're here on the road playing against Houston, because Houston's offense looks terrible once again. It looked terrible last week. It looked terrible throughout the majority of the season, and it just don't look good right now. It's a tough one to pick. It's a tough one to pick here. I'm gonna lean towards San Francisco winning this one, 21-17, but I'm not too comfortable. I'm not comfortable about it. Something in my head's telling me that Houston's gonna win this game. Something is telling me, because Houston's one of them throwbacks. And if I look at those throwbacks, the Hugh Town jerseys, I love those jerseys, and they're at home. So that's why I was leaning towards Houston at first, because Houston, they're one of the throwbacks, they're at home. I think this is one of those games I can see Houston's offense just going out there and throwing a whole bunch of points. So I think this is a trap game for San Francisco, but I'm going to lean towards a team that's been better, the team that's been more consistent, the team that has George Kittle back. Maybe they get Brock Purdy back this week. I do not know. We will see. Now, as a Rams fan, I am rooting for Houston. I hope my pick is wrong in this one, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I think San Francisco has shown that they can win games even without people being injured, I should say. I think San Francisco wins this game just because I trust their team. By the way, this is probably my worst game of the week. Now, the worst game of the week was actually probably one of the hardest to pick this week, because there's a lot of good games. There's a lot of good damn games this week. So when I was thinking about it, I think I'd go with this game for the worst game of the week, because I probably have the less expectations for this game outright. But like I said, I think this one could go either way. It's gonna go back and forth here. I can see Houston winning this game. That's why. That's what Vegas knows something here. Vegas knows when San Francisco's only favored by 1.5. That means they know something. They have a feeling that Houston's gonna do something in this game too. But I'm not trusting Houston. I'm not trusting that offense. I don't like how the offense is playing. Nico Collins could be injured. T.J. Stroud's not playing too good right now. So I'm gonna lean towards San Francisco here, the team that I trust more. So we're gonna go 21-17, under 41.5. I actually feel pretty good about that. But I wouldn't bet on it anything. This is a weird game. Don't do anything like that. And then San Francisco minus 1.5. Like I said, the other way, you're picking Houston to win that if you actually have them winning the game. But if you don't have Houston to win the game, then you're going with San Francisco, because that's an easy one there. So this spread on this one is kind of like straight up, like a straight up pick. But anyway, I'm going to take San Francisco to win this game. I trust their team more. I trust their offense more. I trust their coaching more. I just trust San Francisco more as a team. Houston looks a little overwhelming this year. They did not really look that good against Seattle last week, so I just prefer my confidence on this one. So I'm going to lean towards San Francisco, the team that I trust more. Next up, Tampa at New Orleans here. This is going to be a good game. I'm going to tell you that right now. This is going to be a good game here. And I actually do think the Saints are going to fight in this game. Believe it or not, I think the Saints will fight. Do I expect them to win? No, because they're going to be playing against a team that just lost in Detroit. That's going to be pissed. Baker Mayfield still playing his lights out. Yes, but he's a little bit off last week. Yes, he was. But I think he gets back on track here. Now, it's unfortunate that Mike Evans got injured as soon as he came back. He got injured, so you do have to worry about that. But I think the Buccaneers are still good enough to win this game. I said I know Mike Evans is going to be out. Chris Godwin's going to be out. Duka, hopefully he comes back. But regardless here, I'm still taking Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay just finding ways to win football games. I know they didn't last week. Last week was probably the worst situation and probably their toughest game in this entire season here. But being on the road, going into New Orleans, I think this is a good bounce back game here for Tampa Bay. It's a good bounce back game to have. Should be able to win this game. They're the better team anyway. Now, like I said, the Saints do compete with everybody. Like I said, even if you think the Saints are going to get blown out, they don't get blown out. They compete with anybody that they see. So that's why I was thinking about it. And at the end of the day, I am going to take the Saints. They only lose this game by 10. I got the score being 30-20 here. The Saints do allow a lot of points. Their defense is not really that good. So Buccaneers 30, but at the same time, like I said previously, the Saints, they compete with everybody. They never accept blowouts apparently. So I gotta take this. I gotta put some points on the board for them too. Plus Tampa Bay does allow some big plays on defense. It's not much, but when it does happen, it's through the passing game. And Spencer Rattler's actually not been playing that bad. Besides these last couple weeks, he hasn't been playing that bad. He hasn't been turning over the football. So I do think the Saints are more than capable here, putting up points on this Bucs defense, especially against the pass. But against the run, I don't think it's gonna be nonsense, because the Buccaneers are actually one of the better teams in the league at stopping the run. So this game here, 30-20, I think the Buccaneers take it. This is a good bounce back game for them. They should be able to take care of business here. I would be shocked if the Saints win, but I wouldn't be completely shocked. So over 46.5. Over for me on this one. I actually like that. Wouldn't bet on that because that's way too many points to bet on. But over 46.5, I was kind of leaning toward more of an offensive game here. So I'll go 46.5. Both teams have shown ability that they can score the ball at a high level. And I'm going to take Tampa Bay minus 5.5. I was thinking about taking New Orleans there, but it's just not enough for me to pick New Orleans. It's just not enough. Now, if you want to bet on that, I mean, you could, but at the same time, that's another one I wouldn't touch on because it's a little tight. Could go one either way, but I think the Bucs, they come in here, New Orleans get a bounce back, get a win. And I think they play against a tough team next week too, so we'll figure that out. But I'm gonna pick the Bucs here in the bounce back game. The Bakers should be able to do enough here to win the game. All right, next up, Dallas at Denver. Oh shit! I mean, obviously you guys can see it now. This is my 1 point game of the week, but there's more to it. One, I think this is gonna be one of the better games of the week. Obviously, this should be one of the better, more entertaining games of the week. I think that's fair to say about both teams. Dallas has the better offense, and I don't think that's a question. Denver's offense has been a little overwhelming this year, a little inconsistent. I mean, it showed some good stuff last week, but they didn't really produce that to the fourth quarter, which is kind of having me leaning towards Dallas at this one at first, and I was kind of thinking about going back and forth with this one. But at the same time, Denver is substantially, and I mean substantially, the better defensive team here. Like I said, Dallas' defense probably one of the worst in football. Yeah, they only allowed 22 points last week, but they still allowed some big plays prior to that, and the Commanders were still moving the ball down the field. But the Commanders, they made a lot of risky decisions last week. That's why they didn't score as many points as they needed to. But anyway, Dallas' defense sucks. Denver's offense inconsistent. Denver's defense is good. Dallas's offense is good. Their defense is trash. So in this game here, I think this one came down to like whoever's home. I think this game just feels like a game that whoever the home team is here, you just have to pick them, because this game it can go either way. I think it's a good game. I think this is a great game no matter how you think about it, offensively wise, defensively wise. But I'm going to lean towards the home team here on this one. The Broncos, one of them beautiful throwback uniforms. I love the throwback uniform from Denver. I think this should be the primary logo. They should wear these uniforms all the time, in my opinion here. But I'm gonna lean toward 24-23. So I'm kind of like splitting it in the middle here. You know, like I said, Dallas being the better offensive team, Denver being the better defensive team here. So I'm just kind of squeaking out in the middle here. So 24-23 is what I got. Like I said, I was gonna pick whoever was home here. If Dallas was at home, I would pick them to win. But I'm going to take Dallas with the points plus 3.5 because for a couple good reasons too. One, like I said, they can compete with Denver. I think we've seen Denver's a little bit inconsistent this year, so I can see Dallas winning this game outright. That's one reason. And number two, like I said, this is my 1 point game of the week, so I have to go with Dallas to win this game. Plus, I like it too because Dallas can win this game. Because Dallas has a good chance of winning this game too. I think they really do. Their offense has been balling out. Dak's been balling out. Like what I'm seeing, I love what I'm seeing. Got the Georgia Pickens, CeeDee Lamb combo. Love what I'm seeing out of those two. Denver's defense is going to have to be sharp in this game to win it, and I do think they will. Bo Nix has been playing well, like the offense, but I don't think they've been playing as well as Dallas. And remember, Denver, you can say Denver's defense has been a little overwhelming this year based off expectations, but I'm not going to really base it off of that. So I'm going to go 30-24 to 30-23. Denver wins by a squeaker. Like I said, I was originally going to pick the home team, whoever was here. Under 50.5, I think that's a little too much for me, so I'm going to go with the under, and Dallas plus 3.5. Like I said, this should be a good game here, but I'm going to lean towards the Broncos just because of the home team. Next up, we have Tennessee at Indy, and I don't think there's too much to explain here. I think this is going to be an ass kicking, a snot pounding, probably one of the biggest snot poundings that we see on the entire year. But I'm going to go with Tennessee. They win this game 38-10, and yeah, I think everybody. Well, I think I kind of spoiled it yesterday, but I don't think it cares. But obviously this is the ass beating of the week. Like I said, this game has ass beating written all over it. Tennessee looks like one of the worst teams in football. They look like one of the most disgusting teams. Their offense looks like can't do anything in any part during the game. Now their defense, like I said, is probably the best part about their football team. But even that has been even offenses have their way against Tennessee these last couple weeks. Tennessee just looks like a terrible football team. They just look terrible on both sides of the ball, offensively, defensively, special teams, all three phases. They just look bad. They look really, really bad, and I'm kind of shocked that they look this bad. But yeah, Tennessee, they look terrible. I just can't trust them here. They're going to be going on the road. They're going to be on the road playing against the Indianapolis Colts team that's just been kicking everybody's asses of late. So I just have no interest in this game. I don't even have to point out certain players in this game. I already know I'm going to see out the Colts. I already know I'm going to see out Daniel Jones. I already know I'm going to see out Jonathan Taylor. I already know I'm going to see even Michael Pittman, Alex Pierce. I already know I'm going to see all those guys. Especially this game being an Indy 2. Oh hell no. I gotta go with the Colts in this game. They win 38-10. Colts minus 14.5. I don't even care what the spread is. I'm a bet the Colts on that. I don't care what it is. 14.5, 20.5. I'm still taking the Colts. And over 47.5. I think that's a good big price too. I think the Colts might score. I think the Colts might score like 42 points this week, but I'm not gonna get that crazy. So I'm gonna go 38-10. Ass kicking here. Just really not much to explain here, but an ass kicking. Alright, and now we have Sunday Night Football, where we got the Packers playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Another good game here, in my opinion. But I'm gonna lean towards the Packers to win this game 28-23. It's a risky, yeah, because I can see the Steelers winning this one, because they're at home and it's in Pittsburgh. It's a Sunday night game in Pittsburgh, so that kind of me is just leaning towards the Steelers in this one. But I think the Packers are the better team right now. Like I said, the Steelers have a good record. Or what are they? 4-2 now. But I don't think this team ever since they were 4-0. I meant not 4-0, 4-1. I never seen a Steelers performance. I was like, oh my gosh, wow! Like this team. I just never felt that moment from the Steelers. And they're going to be at home playing against this Green Bay Packers team. By the way, this is Aaron Rodgers' revenge game, so I can't wait to watch this game. Actually, I might go live. This might be the game I might go live for this week. With the Packers and Steelers. This game is the game I might go live for this week. It might, even though it's Sunday night. I'm going to go live for this game. Sunday football, I'm going to go live for this game. This is the game I'm going live for this week, so make sure you guys can join us for this one. But anyway, the Packers and the Steelers, like I said, I'm expecting a really good game here. Both teams have shown some life offensively. Both teams, I think, are pretty good. Surprisingly for the Steelers, though, both teams are pretty good offensive teams so far this year. I like what I'm seeing from the Steelers offense, and I have no idea what the Steelers are even wearing in this game. The Steelers uniforms look terrible. I mean, they got the yellow helmets. I think I talked about that together. They're wearing yellow helmets, and I put them to tan because I want to see them with a different look. So. Plus, we always put the Steelers on yellow anyway every single time they're on the road. But anyway, here I gotta go with the Packers to win this game. I think they're more talented. I think they have the more talented offense. Like I say, even though Steelers have been pretty damn good offensively too, and you can make a legitimate argument about that. But I like the Packers more. I like them all phases of the game. I think they could come out here and take care of business. They should be able to win this game. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers win this game. Would I be shocked? No, I wouldn't. And like I said, the Steelers they can win this game. They're at home. They got a good offense and match up with the Packers offense. Their defense is starting to play. Their defense is in and out this year. The Steelers, their defense is in and out. Sometimes they play well, sometimes they don't. In this game, I'm just looking for consistency. And I think the Packers are a little bit more consistent. Now, both teams consistent? No, probably not. But I'm gonna lean towards the Packers in this game. This is a hard one to pick. It was great to be my closest game of the week, but because this is what this is, what game this is going to turn into? This is going to turn into my best game of the week award. I said this game is tricky to pick, but I think out of all the matchups, I think this is the best game of the week. Aaron Rodgers revenge game. I can see Aaron Rodgers throwing up a whole bunch of points because the Packers defense hasn't been that consistent either. Steelers can throw up points. Both teams can throw up points. So at the same time, I'm going to go with the team that I believe in more, a team that has more offensive weapons, in my opinion. So I'm going to go towards the Packers in this one. But with this game being played in Pittsburgh, it's kind of scaring me a little bit. So I'm going to go 28-23 Packers. I'm going to take the under. Whoa. Is that serious spread? Or I don't think. Nah, that can't be the over-under number, right? 41.5. That can't be the over-under number. That cannot be the over-under number. That cannot be the over-under. Oh, it's 44. Yeah. We're going over on that. My bad, guys. My bad on that. But yeah, we're going over on that. 44.5. Both teams' offenses, both teams' defenses do allow big plays. Yeah. My bad, guys. We're going over on that. Packers minus 3.5. I think that's too low for me to pick Pittsburgh. Like if it was like 6.5, 7.5, 8.5, which I don't think the spread should be anyway. Okay, yeah, then I'm taking the Steelers here. But minus 3.5, I don't think that's too much here for me to pick the Steelers to cover that spread. So I'll take the Packers to win that game, and the Packers to pick the spread too. But like I said, this should be a good game. I'll be live for this game this week, but I'm gonna go with the Packers. And last but not least, here we got Monday Night Football, and thankfully we'll have one Monday Night Football game this week. I'm tired of that stupid ass doubleheader, Monday Night doubleheader, all that stuff. But anyway, we have the Commanders at the Chiefs, and I think I forgot to update the over under here too. I do apologize in advance. I think it's 47.5. I mean, if that is, I'm going to take the over in this one because I kind of think we're going to see a lot of scoring in this game. KC. Now, back to the game here. KC's offense has looked like one of the best in football ever since they got Rashee Rice back in the nut. I know that's only been 1 week, well, 2 weeks, but they have looked phenomenal when they're on offense with Rashee Rice. They look like one, like I said, they look like one of the best offenses in football. The Chiefs are looking like the Chiefs again. The Chiefs are starting to heat up. Like everything is just lining here for the Chiefs to win. And me looking at Washington, they've been on the slump fest. Like I said, they've been pretty solid this year, but they've been on the slump fest. They lose back-to-back games here. They lost an ugly one to the. They just lost in an ugly fashion last week. I don't see how Washington competes in this game, and I'm yes, I'm going to be rooting for them to win this game, but I just don't see a scenario how Washington wins this game. In KC, Jane Daniels is not playing. We don't even know Terry McLaurin or Deebo Samuel is playing. Marcus Mariota, I do think he's a capable quarterback, but I don't think he's going to go out there and beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead. It's just a lot of uncertainties with the Commanders. There's just a lot of uncertainties. There's a lot of questions that I just don't know what's going on with the team right now. So they're not playing good football right now. They're about to be on their 3-game losing streak to lose this game, and I can see this game being a bigger ass than I'm predicting now. I'm only predicting a 14-point game, two score game, but I can see the Chiefs kicking their ass. I can see the Chiefs scoring like 38, almost 40 points in this game. Because Commanders defense, it looks like they can't stop anybody on the field. We saw it last week against Dallas. They can't stop anybody on the football field. They just can't. And KC's defense is just getting better and better and better every single week. But anyway, here I'm done. Like I said, KC, they should be able to kick their ass here. Patrick Mahomes is playing like one of the MVP favorites in the league right now. Their offense is booming. Everybody's getting connected into the system of that offense. On a winning streak, they're feeling good about themselves, and I think they will continue to feel good about themselves. I got them to win this game 31-17, over 47.5. I feel pretty good about that. I think Commanders will score at times, but I do expect the Chiefs to win the game outright. And in KC minus 10.5, I don't even think that's. Like I said, I know I was done picking large spreads, but this one I just feel major confident about it. I just feel like I had to go with the Chiefs for this one. They win this game more than by 11. I think they do that. So, like I said, that's going to go ahead and do it for Analytics predictions for week number 8. Like I said, I do appreciate you guys for watching the video in advance. If you guys want to check out our pick show, make sure you guys do that. That was our last previous video. Remember, guys, I'm going to hop out of here, get this thing edited so you guys can watch it on time. Enjoy Monday Night Football. Enjoyed all the games this week. Enjoyed Thursday Night Football tonight. Enjoy the NBA games tonight. As I'm off to a pretty good start and they've made predictions so far this week. So make sure, though, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is BigManNation.com. Gonna get this thing edited so you guys can watch it on time, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out, everybody. See you next video. Peace.